So Karmelo Anthony's mother decides to come out and have a public statement. Let's jump into the video and I'll comment from there.
Tragic incident. Our family has been under attack. Whatever you think what happened between Karmelo and the Metcalf boys, my 3 younger children, my husband, and I didn't do anything to deserve to be threatened, harassed, and lied about. The lies and false accusations that have been said about us, especially over the past week, has been overwhelming. The lies and their amplification put my family in danger, as well as everyone in our community, everyone involved in the investigation, from the police, the attorneys, and the court staff. Our address and my husband's previous employer's address has been put on all social media platforms. My husband had to take a leave of absence because he's afraid what may happen to our family. His mental health is deteriorating day by day. We have endured death threats. My 13-year-old daughter is afraid to sleep in her own bedroom because she's fearful of what may happen to her. And let me be clear, the claims that were used about the public donation to buy a home or anything else are completely false. We have not received a single dime from the Give, Send, Go fundraiser. And the co-founder has stated that clearly. In the reality, we were just notified yesterday that we could begin to withdraw funds. And it still takes several days to receive those funds once a request is made. I don't know why we are being targeted and discriminated against before a fair trial. Our son deserves the same rights under the law that everyone is afforded to. He's been raised in a 2-parent home with structure, stability, love, and we put God first in everything that we do. We believe in the Constitution, we believe in the laws of this state, but those laws must apply to all of us, not just some of us.
Oh, yeah.
To be clear, we will not speak publicly about specific details of what happened under the tent on that rainy and awful day. There's an active investigation that everyone involved wants to be full and fair. We believe in legal process, and that is where the truth will come out. To the family who experienced the loss, my heart truly goes out to you. To those who have supported my family, thank you from the bottom of our hearts. We ask for your continued support, patience, and prayers as we navigate this difficult process. Thank you.
Don't you think you should have started that press conference by saying, I want to send my condolences out to the Metcalf family? So the first 3 minutes were all about her and her family and why are people coming after her and her family. Really? You can't figure out why? Then you wonder why your son acts like it's all about him. So Karmelo Anthony's lawyer already came out and said that these two never knew each other, that there was no bullying going on, ever. They didn't know each other. So your son was sitting in an area he shouldn't have been sitting in. He was asked to move. He got mad. He warned Austin Metcalf 3 times, put your hands on me and watch what's going to happen. He provokes the situation after being asked to leave an area that he wasn't supposed to be in. And instead of just saying, okay, no problem, you know what, my bad, I am sitting under the wrong tent, which he wasn't supposed to be sitting under another team's tent and was doing it intentionally. Instead of just moving, he decides to take out a knife and put it through another teenager's heart. And she can't figure out why people are mad. I mean, it's just baffling. Really? You don't understand why? You can't figure it out? You're going to honestly sit there and say, okay, let's just say hypothetically, which this never happened, He was called names. He wasn't called any racial names. He didn't get hands put on him. He wasn't punched. So let's just say that did happen. You really think, even at that point, that somebody, your son, deserves to murder somebody? It couldn't have just been a fight? Because if it was just a fight, guess what? This would all be over. Nobody even be talking about this. Austin Metcalf isn't coming back. His life is over. Finished. And you can't figure out why people have a problem with you or your parenting style. Now, if your son was in a life or death situation and he did this, I'd be the first person to say he had every right to defend himself in a certain type of way. He acted like an over and emotional, selfish individual. All about him. Oh, my feelings were hurt, so I'm going to murder somebody. And then the mom gets up here today and it's all about her and her family. It's just unbelievable. You know why this kid acts like this? Because of his mom. You can see exactly why the kid acts like this. Oh, I didn't do nothing. He deserved that. He asked me to move. Even let's just say, hypothetically, somebody put their hand on your bag. I've been to restaurants where people mistakenly sat down at my table and like moved my stuff when I was at the bathroom because I took too long. Should I come out of the bathroom and, murder somebody? That's what you're saying now? That's what you're saying. Because that's what you said today. And she implies that the law is only for white people. Give me an effing break. Just shut up. You know why Kyle Rittenhouse was acquitted? You know why he was acquitted? And I'm going to make a video on that. I'm going to show the witness testimony. Kyle Rittenhouse was acquitted because the best friend of one of the people that got killed was on the witness stand and lied. And Kyle Rittenhouse's attorney asked him, so did your friend point a weapon at Kyle Rittenhouse's friend first? And the witness lied and said no. They show the tape in court where the individual goes up to Kyle Rittenhouse, points a weapon at his head. Kyle Rittenhouse takes his weapon, and we all know the rest from there. That's why he was acquitted. See, but when you're just a blind racist and hate people for being too pale, you get this narrative online that Kyle Rittenhouse got away with murder because he was a Caucasianoid, which is total garbage. Because if you watch the trial for 2 minutes, and I watched the trial, you would know that's not what happened. You would know that the prosecuting witnesses messed that case up so bad and got caught lying so many times. They would lie, and then all of a sudden a video would be played to show them lying. That's exactly how the Rittenhouse case happened. Prosecutor has his witnesses on the stand, asked them a question. They would say one thing, and the cross-examination, Rittenhouse's attorney would play the video, and it would show a completely different story. And that's what's going to go on here. When the tape finally gets released of this whole situation, you're going to see it. He was asked to leave. He gets mad. He stands up, goes in his bag, and decides to take a knife out and plunge it through somebody's heart. And she'll sit there and she'll act like, oh, my baby didn't do anything wrong. And you can't understand why people got a problem with you. Don't you think it's just better off not to talk? Don't you think that would be the classy thing to do? Just not make a statement? Don't you think that would show some class on your part? Or maybe start off your press conference with apologizing and sending your sympathy for the Metcalf family. But it's obviously you have none. And we know why you have no sympathy for the victim. It's obvious. No big deal. Listen, it's America. You're free to not like whoever you want. I don't care about that. I really don't. Do I think that Karmelo Anthony woke up in the morning and said, I got to kill me a white person today? No, I don't think that's what it was. But I think a couple things went into this. Do I think race played a factor into it? Yeah, to a degree, like 25%. Nobody's going to make me believe different that he wasn't mad that a white kid asked him to move. So I think that's like 25% of it. Then you have his favorite drill rapper, all these young kids, regardless of race. If you look at what's going on outside, whether it's transgenders or whoever, if you link it back to the music that all these kids are listening to, this has a big effect on their brain. I'm sure Karmelo Anthony was listening to all the garbage, King Von, Little Durk, all the drill rapper nonsense, which doesn't help. And then the final thing where now I'm going to blame certain white people for this type of behavior. And I blame this on liberalism. Liberalism is a disease. It's a victimhood mentality. Whether it's CNN, the Clintons, Hussein Obama, Joe Biden, all these news networks, ESPN, pumping this narrative that all young black men are just victims of oppression and victims of circumstance and all this garbage that they put into these young kids, mostly young black men's minds. So you have the racial element, which I think is like 20% of it. Nobody's going to convince me he wasn't mad because a white kid asked him to move. That played a little part in it. Then you got the music, and then you got liberalism. You have all these white liberals running around, especially white liberal women that, they promote this garbage that white person, bad, young black man, oppressed. They don't even know the person. They think that every black person comes from a single family home or doesn't speak proper English. Like, this is what comes out of white liberals' mouths. Not my mouth, white liberals' mouths. If you hear a white liberal talk and they think they're doing a black person a favor, and you hear them talk about black people, you're like, did they really just say that? They'll make it sound like no black person knows their dad or no black person lives in a middle-income neighborhood. There's plenty of black people that live in middle-income neighborhoods, grow up with both parents, and know who their dad is. But if you listen to a liberal talk, especially a white liberal, you'll be like, did she really just say that? So this whole snowball of issues is rolled into one, and that's where we are in present 2025. This type of garbage. If Austin Metcalf just had a couple stitches, a black eye, a broken nose, I wouldn't even be making a video on this. I'd say that's life. You need to get over it. But he's not coming back. His life is over for absolutely nothing. And now you got his idiot mother, and that's what she is. She's an idiot, making it all about her and her family. Go figure. Am I shocked? After what I seen this kid do, am I really surprised by his mother? Am I really surprised that this was going to be his mother's reaction to this? Not at all. This just confirmed it. Now I know, now I can make excuses for him to some degree in my mind why he acts like this. Then Karmelo Anthony's attorney is mad because Austin Metcalf's father shows up to his press conference like the balls on these people. You murdered his effing son. And you're mad because he showed up at a press conference? Are you effing kidding me? Because let's say it was the opposite way around. Somebody else got murdered. The amount of people showing up to this press conference, it would fill a football stadium. But Austin Metcalf's dad can't show up to a press conference? You effing clown.
All I'm going to say, so it don't be asked later, is that was disrespectful and just shows you all the character who is not invited. He knows that it's inappropriate to be near this family, but he did it. And so I say to people, actions speak louder than words.
Wow.
Okay? What he has failed into is the political operatives that want to make this thing a political thing of hate, yet bigotry, and yet racism. We have conservative operatives that have been posting nonstop about this case.
Like, where do I even start? Actions speak louder than words? This is what his attorney said? Yeah, absolutely. Your client decided to murder somebody because they were asked to move. So fitting. But this is what you deal with when you deal with liberalism, their mental disorder. Somebody was murdered, and you should be a victim to them because their feelings were hurt. Let that sink in. You should be a victim to Karmelo Anthony because his feelings were hurt. He was asked to move. That simple. So then this clown, he starts to attack Austin Metcalf's father. He's disrespectful. That's his character and inappropriate. Really? You just described your client to a T. Disrespectful. What kind of character does your client have who's not a kid? He's a man. He's 17 years old. He was asked to move. Hey, okay, no problem. It's obvious you're in the wrong spot. It's a team environment. Why would you be sitting under another team's tent? Why? That's simple. Why? Sit with your effing team. Because if you were sitting with your effing team, none of this happens. And guess what? Somebody telling you to move is not being oppressed. It's not racial. It's called sit with your effing team. You're in a competitive environment with teenagers whose hormones are at their all-time peaks, who wants to be the best at something, and you have a kid from another team sitting under your tent. I would ask them to leave too. And back in those days, if you would have tried something like that, I guarantee a fight would have broke out and there'd probably be no knives used. But that's a whole different video. So this clown describes Austin Metcalf's father as disrespectful. That's his character and inappropriate. You effing clown. Does it ever end? Does it ever end being a victim? So you couldn't start the press conference because Austin Metcalf's father was sitting in the back, but you'll do your whole big tough guy routine like you're going to be. I'm just going to get off this. You see where I'm going? He's a piece of shit, this guy. And you know what? Just because the way your client's family is acting, I hope he gets life in prison. Is it maybe he could stare at the wall for 60 years and realize what an idiot he is. It's just another reason to despise Democrats and liberalism because it's a mental disorder. So Senator Chris Van Hollen, he's going to El Salvador to save Kilmar Abrego, the MS-13 gang member with multiple convictions. See, Democrats, they care more about illegals, gangbangers, murderers, you name it. You can go down the list. Trans nut jobs, school shooters. They care more about those lunatics. Oh, you said that men can never be a woman. That's why he did that to that school. They deserved it. This is what Democrats are. So hopefully when this lowlife senator goes over to El Salvador, the criminal gangs give him the Lincoln Riley treatment, and then maybe he'll wake up and get his head out of his ass. Let's listen to this loser talk. You can always see it in their face. You can see it in their eyes. You can see it in their face, what type of man they are. And at this point, if you're a Democrat and you say you're a male, you're not a male. You're not a man. Let's put it that way. It's impossible to be a man and be a Democrat. It can't go together in 2025. Look at this clown. Never had worked a day in his effing life. So let me play off emotions. Let me show the illegals 3 anchor kids. He came into the country illegally, has 3 children, is a gangbanger, multiple convictions, probably got free health insurance. I would guarantee he gets some form of Section 8 or something else. And we're all supposed to feel bad because he got deported for breaking the law multiple effing times. But this is liberalism. It's a mental disorder. That's why I make these videos.
I'm about to board my flight for San Salvador. The goal of this mission is to let the Trump administration, to let the government of El Salvador know that we are going to keep fighting to bring
they're so scared.
Abrego Garcia home until he returns to his family. I hope to meet with representatives of the government. I hope to have the chance to actually see Kilmar and see what his condition is. But we are going to keep fighting because this is a miscarriage of justice. The Supreme Court has ruled 9-0, that he was illegally taken out of the country and put in a prison in El Salvador. And this is about due process. This is about rule of law. What bullies do is they begin by picking on the most vulnerable.
Oh, he's the most vulnerable.
If we get rid of the rule of law and due process, the United
This piece of shit just said he's the most vulnerable. He's preying on American citizens, murdering and raping them. And this piece of garbage says Trump is picking on the most vulnerable. This is the face of liberalism. This is the face of a liberal man right here. You're right. Oh, poor Kilmar. Poor you. So you know what? When you bring this piece of garbage back, let him stay with you and your family, and we'll see how it works out for you. Just, you know what? Put your money where your mouth is. Let Kilmar stay with you, and let's see how it goes, Chris. And the president of El Salvador said he's not giving him back. So why would Trump fight for him back? Oh, you want to take our garbage here? You know what? I got a million more pieces of garbage to take out of here, because I don't want to hear that all these people here are here illegally. They're just here to work. I guess you haven't seen the numbers, how much American taxpayers pay a year for the freebies that illegals get. You haven't seen those numbers. No, you just don't care to look at those numbers. You don't care to know that 8 out of every 10 new federal prisoners are legal. And you know who foots the bill for those prisoners? The American taxpayer. And you know who the majority of the victims are in those crimes that they commit? Americans. You know who dies from their fentanyl poisoning, murders, and sexual assaults? American citizens. Legal American citizens. Do us all a favor, Chris. Stay there. Self-deport. Take you and your entire family and go move there since you want to visit so bad. Even lying communist CNN, a joke of a news station, is saying that 56% of all Americans want illegal aliens deported. So you know what that means? You know what those numbers really mean? It's probably 86%, because CNN, that's all they do is lie. It's fake news. So let's let commie CNN tell you themselves.
Deport all undocumented immigrants. Voters favoring the government trying to deport all 11 million of them. Back in 2016, just 38% of voters wanted the government to try to deport all 11 million undocumented immigrants. Compared to where we are in 2025, 56%, the majority. The American people have come a long way on this issue, much closer to Donald Trump, and I think that's a big part of the reason why Americans are increasingly saying the country is on the right track when it comes to immigration policy, and why Donald Trump's net approval rating on that issue is in the positive.
It's just amazing, right? It's almost like Joe Biden needs to be in prison for the rest of his life for what he did to this country. Him and his junkie kid and his wife that was running the country. You let 22 million illegal people into the country in 4 years. You have no clue where they are, who they are, haven't been vetted. The FBI's come out multiple times and said there's been multiple terrorists that have came across the border, that they're almost guaranteeing a terrorist attack. But somehow Democrats don't think it's a problem. You know what? According to Kamala Harris, the border is secure and was secure. Well, if that's the case, Kamala, who the hell are all these people that Trump's deporting? Are they American citizens? Is that what's next? Oh, Trump's deporting legal Americans. That'll be the next liberal news spin. So Trump destroys another liberal reporter asking stupid questions, trying to create fake news like all of them do. You know, I love these little commies that are trying to question President Trump, who has built empires, that he doesn't know what he's doing with tariffs and America's economy. Oh, no, but let me guess. Joe Biden and Kamala Harris, they know what they're doing, right? So let's listen to President Trump, the greatest American to ever live, destroy this commie.
Back on trade, Mr. President, you did say that you are confident these deals will be done, but you also said that you're in no rush. Americans are seeing prices rise. They're seeing it on their bills. How long can they expect that pain to last?
So they've already seen it get much better, because if you were truthful, which you're not, I know you very well, you have gasoline that hit $1.98 yesterday in a couple of states. You have gasoline's way down. The price of oil has dropped substantially. The price of groceries are substantially down. The price of eggs, when I came in, they hit me with eggs. I just got there. I was here for 1 week, and they started screaming at me, eggs have gone through the roof. I said, I just got here. I was there for 7 days, and I hear that eggs have gone through the roof before I got there. And they were screaming at me, the press, the fake news, like you're fake.
There you go. The entire Joe Biden presidency, gas was $3.75 to $3.65 in my state. So just that alone, I'm happy, and I know that this reporter's lying, and I wouldn't expect anything else. That's what Democrats do. They got nothing to run on, no policies. It's all lies. Oh, how can we stoke emotions and make things racial? Democrats are losers. They're losers to their core. They're pathetic. So communist Latita James that went after President Trump, who made up an entire case, who should be disbarred and be in prison. She's now being investigated for the DOJ, from the DOJ for mortgage fraud. Oh, go figure. And let me guess, Latita, you're going to say President Trump signed the paperwork, right? He's the one that lied on my paperwork. And this is all lie. And he's a racist. That's why the DOJ is coming after you. So all we need to do is look at her paperwork, see that it's her signature, see that it's her handwriting. But, you know, somehow, some way, President Trump made you falsify all this documentation, right? She makes me sick, and she belongs in prison. I hope she goes to prison. I'll literally write her a letter every single day reminding her what a piece of garbage she is.
It is clear. I'm focused. I'm prepared.
Oh, God.
I'm ready. I've been trained by the best. I went to Howard University. That overturned legal segregation in this country. I've been told.
She's talking about segregation in her response to being investigated by the Department of Justice for mortgage fraud. What the F are you talking about?
In those classrooms
Oh
what
my
Thurgood
God.
Marshall once taught. I'm not afraid of no president. Donald Trump, we're ready for you. We're coming for you. We're standing up for you. We're fighting on. We're not going down silent.
God.
Victory, my friends, is clear. It's now. And I'm not waiting 4 years. I'm waiting 2 until a speaker by the name of Hakeem Jeffries comes to bring us some rest. Come on, ladies. It's up to us. We saved this democracy before. We'll save it now. Let's go.
Oh my God. That was like the most hideous example of a woman I've ever seen in my life. What the hell are you talking about? The screaming, the yelling. You sounded like Jay-Z. Like, I just don't get it. What does anything that she said have to do with falsifying? You know how many people have went to prison, did Fed time for getting fake mortgages and spending the money? Somehow she thinks she's above this and she's coming for Trump. You already did that and you struck out. And guess what? Thanks to you and your bullshit fraudulent case, 84 million Americans voted for President Trump. If it wasn't for you, he wouldn't be president. Thank you. Let's end it with this. 17-year-old Tracey Hayes speaks out after, 5 students at Wilmar Hutchins High School in Dallas. See, this is what social media creates. Creates victims and look at me. I just, to 5 different people. So now he's a legend in his own mind, giving out shout outs to, I love my family. Social media is the worst thing that's ever been invented in the country. The worst thing ever. If they can go back in time and not have created social media, the world would be better off. Let's let this idiot moron talk.
I love all my peoples, man. Nigga told me he was gonna kill me. All these niggas told me they was gonna kill me. Look what happened. I love my Sandra. I love the nigga behind this camera. I love Yana. I love my nieces and nephews. All of them. I want everybody to know I love them. People named that I didn't name, trust me, I love you. I can't think right now, but I love y'all. This is my last time fuck around be seeing y'all. Last time talking to y'all, excuse my language, but I love y'all. I know I was wrong for what I did, but I didn't want to do it, but I had to do it. I'll be damned if one of us get buried again. I'm tired of us getting buried and nobody doing shit about it. My mama gone, my granny gone, everybody gone that I love. So I can't go. I can't go. I'd rather y'all see me like this, locked up, than y'all see me dead in the ground. Real and I know that's really what y'all, come on now. I know y'all don't want to see me dead. Come on now. Cause kill myself, but I know that's not what y'all want me to do. So let's be for real, y'all. I love y'all. All right.
His mom is dead and his granny is dead. So you think making that situation better is to go kill 5 other people? This is the logic you came up with? And let's just say he's telling the truth, that his life was in danger. How about you just don't go to school? Oh no, I'm going to get a break into the school, kill my ops, like my favorite rapper told me to do. And now I'm going to make a video giving shout outs how I love y'all and all this other garbage. This is what social media creates. Over dramatic, over emotional, fake gangsters that act like a bunch of old women. That's what this is. So pathetic. I can't even put it in words. It's pathetic. Absolutely pathetic. Here, Tracey, next time somebody threatens your life, get in your car and drive as far away from them as you can, and you could be out of jail right now having a sandwich, enjoying your day. Oh, I'm sure I'll be called all types of names in the comment. I'll be schooled on the hood and gangster talk and all this other garbage, because I haven't been around the block myself. But great way to handle your problems, and I'm sure I'll be getting preached to. 3, 2, 1, whatever.